facing off. See who's going to face Fractal in round 2. Let's go ahead and get them underway in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Sidnev from the Netherlands. DanV from the United Kingdom. What a kingdom it is. What a grand kingdom. And so united. You know, if you just open up the Daily Mail every day, you'll see overwhelming evidence of how united that kingdom is. Sidnev setting up the Vits. Jasmine loves it. 46,000 for Sidnev. 22,000 for DanV. DanV will get a Tetris. So Sidnev ahead by the 1 push down point. Sidnev loves to get that 1 push down point. Maybe a little bit of a good luck charm. Something like that. Fun little quirk. Or I never really asked her, why do you do the 1? Is it just something to do, right? You know, it's important when you're developing an online identity to have little quirks and, you know, little memes and little things that your followers can identify with, right? You gotta have chicken sandwiches. Oh, DanV with the 5 below the middle of the stack. Nice. Yeah, you gotta have like your chicken sandwiches and your whatever. So that, you know, that 1 push down point, that's Sidnev's chicken sandwich. 139 Sidnev, 139 DanV. All right, Sidnev there with J-Piece has to sort of work around that. That's going to lead to a few lines of burning here. DanV is still clean. This is sort of his opportunity to get out to an early lead. 209 for Dan, 190 for Sidnev, who is trying to get through all this. This will be good for a double if a long bar can be found. And oh no, it's single. Yeah, okay, a single. So all that for the single. But actually, Sidnev set up for a dirty Tetris. Long bar in, and there it is. Dirty Tetris. Sidnev 219. DanV out to about an 82,000 point lead. After all that, that was kind of an extended dig from Sidnev. There's another Tetris, DanV 324. So good pace for DanV, not even halfway to the level 19 transition. So why do you love chicken sandwiches, Vandy, says Summer B. I mean, look at him, taste him. Amazing. Why? I mean, that's like, why is the sky blue? It just is. It's a basic metaphysical fact. I don't want to go on too long about them though. I don't want the YouTube vegans will come after me. 272 for Sidnev. She's going to get a long bar down the right side. It's not going to clear anything because of that big channel there in column 4. But she got some material down there. And both players are a little bit struggling here near the top of the medium top of the board. All right, Sidnev going to bring this down. Okay, 289. DanV going to uncover and get a Tetris as well. Sidnev has a Tetris well, which is now uncovered in column 4. And gets a long bar in for the Tetris. 318 Sidnev, but DanV up to 452, so about 134,000 point lead. DanV a little bit ahead in lines, which is unusual for all the burning. Usually the player who's burning a lot will be the one that's ahead in lines. But this was kind of low burning for Sidnev. You know, it wasn't super high. 498 DanV. Yeah, I don't know. People ask me about the ideal chicken sandwich. I can't get into it. The YouTube vegans are coming after me. Like, you know, I I don't begrudge you your veganism, you know, whatever, it's fine. Oh, look at the adjustment for Dan. Wow. But they begrudge me, you know, my normal people eating. I don't know. Oh man, I'm gonna get canceled. 568 DanV, 415 Sidnev. That was quite the adjustment. That's the adjustment of the day so far. DanV. Meanwhile, I was listening to NPR the other day, and there's a botanist on there, and she said that they think, and a lot of botanists think, but won't say it out loud, that they think plants can feel pain. So I don't know what the heck they're gonna do now. I mean, 60, and that was on NPR, right? So, you know, fairly credible source. 450 Sidnev, 634 for DanV. Tetris for DanV, 661. Sidnev, Tetris, 503. Oh, nice setup for that tuck for Sidnev. Able to turn that into a Tetris while waiting on the bar. There's the bar Tetris for Sidnev, 529. 687 DanV, so about 157,000 point lead for DanV. Similar line count. DanV gonna get that Tetris, 715. NPR, National Public Radio. Oh, did I say like NBR? Gives me nightmares of QBRs and MBRs if you work for like a tech company. Nightmare. Quarterly business reviews, monthly business reviews. Oh my God. Thank God I don't have to do that anymore. My job right now doesn't pay that well, but I think it's the coolest job in the world, running these Tetris streams for everybody. 831 DanV, 671 Sidnev. Oh, nice S spin for Sidnev. You realize like how just dancing on the knife's edge these players are. Imagine that S spin doesn't happen on Sidnev's side. You know, I mean, the players are so good and those spins are so reliable. We just take it for granted, but they're so good. 714 Sidnev, 903 for DanV. Oh, look at the last moment Vit set up for Sidnev. Jasmine going wild. What an adjustment. That might be the adjustment of the stream so far. 781. There is a Tetris down there for Sidnev. 813. DanV has got the max out. Yeah, surprise Vits. Everyone loves surprise Vits more than regular. Like, oh, Vits are gonna come out. Tetris Sidnev 914. DanV again max out here on 27. He's got the A41. A stands for 1 million. Another Tetris down there for DanV. He's got the 1.1. Sidnev 5 lines away from the level 29 transition and back by about 160,000 points. So we'll see what DanV does here. Sidnev certainly known for putting up big paces and able to just, thrash on 29. Tetris over for Sidnev, A31. She's into 29 at about A30 some odd. Trying to clear this way. DanV setting up for Tetris's, trying to keep this board low. Doesn't want to overcommit. That's really the big danger. Long bar over Tetris for DanV. C09. Still got about that 160,000 point lead. Sidnev, beautiful stacking. And set up and gets a Tetris. A97. There's one for DanV. C52. C is 1.2. Sidnev crosses the 1.1 threshold. All right, board starting to climb a little bit. Sidnev gets a Tetris. B54. DanV looking to clear away. And it's going to go for putting that line on the left side. Did not take the safety line on the right side. Is just going ham. Knows the opponent he's against. and knows that Sidnev can really put up paces here. Another Tetris for DanV. There's one Sidnev. DanV up by about 117,000 points. Another Tetris dirty for DanV. D72. Tetris for Sidnev. We got about 40 lines to go. There's another Tetris. There's another one. One on each side. DanV still with a 100,000 point lead, but the board a little bit messed up for DanV. Needs to bring this down and just needs to keep alive and keep putting on points. Gets a long bar over and just needs to keep putting up points. And DanV's going to top out the Chasedown target, E68. It's about 100,000 points. That's 2 Tetrises and whatever lines you can muster along the way. Tetrises here are worth just about 46.8. Is that right? So another one here. Oh no, Sidnev kind of selling out the stack. Needs to clean up that left side. And DanV just sitting, watching, and waiting. Sidnev needs the one Tetris basically at this point. And just clearing away here. And needs a dog bar in. He can't get it. And DanV is going to survive here in game number 1. Sidnev getting droughted right at the end. Set up for a Tetris on the right side bottom of the well. Couldn't come. It was blocked. So she set up for another one and got droughted for that one. So not able to catch. What a game here in game 1 between these two players, Sidnev and DanV. And I won't say GG's out loud, but I'm thinking them. Wow, what a game. Yeah, DanV was just going for it. Oh my word. DanV up 1-0. Let's go to game 2 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oh, chicken sandwiches. Oh, I could make chicken sandwiches too. Arbaro says I've been converted to dots. Yeah, the dots are just simple. To me, I look at the hearts and I see, there's nostalgia there. They're an artifact of a bygone age. And now we're at the professional age of Tetris. They want hearts. They want dots. They just want a clear, unmistakable, simple symbol of success or failure. Yeah, Arbaro says they communicate the information effectively. Yeah. Dots have no soul. Well, I would say that hearts have no soul because they're just so repeated. They're just mindlessly used. Oh, Tetris tournament, gotta have hearts. You don't have to. You could do whatever you want. And we here at CTM made the bold decision to eschew the hearts. And I don't know. We're not the worse for wear for having done so. I don't think we've lost. Maybe we lost one viewer over the hearts. Just use numbers. Yeah, I like numbers too. Numbers are great. Stars are good too. Yeah, use stars. All right, we're underway here in game number 2. 141 for Sidnev, 159 now, 182 for DanV. Why can't you just write out 1-0? Yeah, I'll just write it out. I'll get out my Remarkable tablet and I could do that actually. I could. Maybe we'll do Scufftress Tetris Monthly or whatever. And I'll use my Remarkable tablet. Oh, they're doing the CTWC jerseys. I didn't get one. Are they, so they're still available for order, Sharky? Is that right? Can you put a link or where to do that? I like the Remarkable tablet, but I do like pen and paper and notebooks better, but this is more convenient in a lot of ways. And I can watch them, I can look at them on my screen and mess with them. It's not quite paper. It's so close, but it's not quite there. 302 DanV, 285 Sidnev. All right, DanV with the Vits. Kind of a Vits. All right, Tetris for both 347 DanV, Sidnev 353. All right, DanV gonna look for a J piece. No, gonna use the J piece to fill in the middle instead of tucking in there. It's probably the right thing to do. Fix it with an S piece. Spun in there, and that's okay. All right, getting a Tetris DanV 375, Sidnev 399. Massive Zebra says, Vandy, do you only stream to your own channel at ungodly hours? I didn't know they were ungodly. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't do it during the day because I feel like I don't know. I feel like I have to pay attention to the living, you know, meat-based people in my life, you know, the people who are like in real life. But I don't know. I should stream more to my own channel during the day. You've got a point. I'll try to go earlier. I want to set up a schedule. I mean, not like I'm some huge streamer, but it would be good to have some regularity. DanV with the Tetris 516. Sidnev waiting on the bar, trying to get this cleared out before that bar comes. Vandy, you should stream at 8 p.m. or something, like my time. But it's always, you know, it's 8 p.m. at different parts of the world, you know? Vandy, worldwide. Yeah, but you're right. You're right. 562 DanV, 544 Sidnev. I have been streaming more lately. I am trying to, you know, actually get a PB, and it's not going well, but I need to study, and maybe I'll review people's games on my own stream. 595 into 19 for Sidnev 631. You know, not reviewing them like me critiquing them, but me trying to understand what they're doing, you know. All right, DanV gets a long bar over for the Tetris 655 into 19. Sidnev at 598 into 19. Now at 622. So a couple of big paces here. Sidnev with the Vits waiting. And there's the bar finally looking for one more. And getting a little trouted there, but finally gets the bar and another one here for a Tetris. So 684 Sidnev, 686 DanV. Score is close. Sidnev was a little further ahead in lines there at that moment. Arbaro says, I find that my issue is dash control more than stacking. Yeah, mine's the opposite. Dash control not bad. You know, I still have misdrops and stuff, but mostly I get the piece where I want it. But so yeah, I basically don't know what to do. You'd think after 7 years of watching all this, I would know what to do, but I don't. All right, DanV 825. There's a Tetris. Sidnev gonna get a long bar to uncover the on the left side to uncover that right well. Yeah, did you throw a link? Are those still open, Sharky? Oh, you can't get customs. No, all right. Well, customs are over. What if somebody kicks in like $100 extra? Would you be like, nope, too bad, sorry? It's got to be some price, right? All right, there's the link for this year's CTWC jerseys. I think they're super cool. That said, I haven't worn mine. Like, I've got it, but I haven't worn it. I just don't know where I'd wear it. Like out, like shopping, like what are you doing? Tetris DanV 994. Sidnev with a long bar channel in the middle, waiting for the bar, gets the bar 881. I guess you just wear it at CTWC and other events, but I guess I'm not going to those events. All right, Sidnev trying to keep this well open. Has a T-spin above it. Looks very modern Tetris-like. but just getting droughted. Okay, uncovers and gets the line down the middle for the Tetris. Is setting up for another one down the middle. And DanV continues to add to this lead. He's now up over 200,000 points. And the costly center well. And there it is. Line down the middle. Transition at 969 for Sidnev. Set up again and gets a Tetris down the middle. Has the max out now on level 30. DanV is going to transition in. He's at B77. That's a 1.1. Gets another long bar over. And he's just going to bring this down. He's got a lead of about 200,000 points. And Sidnev, you know, going for Tetrises, of course. Expect nothing less. Left side needs a little attention, needs a bar over there. Gets it over. Another Tetris for DanV. C62. So just trying to maintain this 200,000 point lead. Sidnev going to take a safety triple down the right side. DanV's board getting a little complicated in the middle. That left side, he's going to hang a bar. Okay, so Chasedown situation, C72 is the target. That's a 1.172 is the target for Sidnev. Tetris down the middle, B39. C72 is the target. Sidnev set up again down the middle. I get so worried with these center wells. Set up in column 2, ends up having to bring it down. And then now just less than two Tetrises away. And so it's got really oodles of time. It doesn't seem like, because there's only 34 lines to go, but lots of time just to get two Tetrises. You know, you can bring a stack down at, you know, for these players relatively easily, but does need to get them at some point. So just trying to get that in, and, you know, can get a lot of this. Might only need one Tetris by the time she's kind of done burning this down. And yeah, really only needs just the one Tetris, and is set up. Oh, set up for it. And there it is for Sidnev. And Sidnev going to take game number 2. All right, DanV with the thumbs up, acknowledging the game 2 superiority of Sidnev. And, you know, signaling that he's okay with it. There you go. DanV, the ultimate sportsman. All right, D54 into 39. We love getting our 39s. And yeah, I don't want to get yelled at. So here's the dots. Players counted down. What was once the best of 5 now? A best of 3 in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. All right, let's see if they start out about the same. No, all right, third piece is where the difference happens. And I'd say arguably Sidnev with the better board. So there you go. Better opener for Sidnev. Proof. Wait, people are quoting me. I didn't say any of those things. You have no evidence that I said any of the things that you're attributing to me. Oh my word. Literally no proof. All right, we're underway here in game 3. Sidnev tying it up in game number 2. He's got the 1 push down point. Lickma says, I like how the commentator's like 40 and the majority of the players are below 20. I like that too, I guess. I don't know. You like it? Yeah, I don't know. People are born at different times. All right, Sidnev with a Spire in the middle of the board, trying to work around it. Is set up for a Tetris and gets a Tetris 185. DanV gets a Tetris 167. We're underway in game 3. Vandy, can you do Tetris too? I don't know what Tetris is. Is that the triangular Tetris that Scout played and got a viral video out of? Tetris DanV 218, 231 Sidnev getting up a little bit high on the board. Sidnev back by like 10 lines, but finally long bar over Tetris 256. And good early pace for Sidnev. You are 40? I thought you were like 24. Well, I have a very young spirit. And I'm not even 40. I'm closer to 50 than to 40. Decidedly. I'm an old man. Coffee is here. Wow, I never see Coffee. It's good to see Coffee. Yeah, I'll be turning 47 this month. In like 11 days. I don't feel old. I just feel, if you keep active mentally and you do interesting things, I don't think you get old. I think getting set in your ways ages you. And plus, when you hang around like younger people, I don't know, it's a certain vitality. So, not just like, oh, I only know people who are like 50. I mean, I know people who are 50 and it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. You just do whatever. Stay mentally, socially active. And have a wide variety of people in your life. There you go. There's my commencement address for you new graduates. 428 DanV, 444 Sidnev. Kip says, I'm Vandy's best friend and I'm 45. Yeah, Kip and I are best friends. Young spirit. Sometimes you got that get off my lawn energy. Well, what you call get off my lawn energy, I call moral clarity. And you can have that at any age. I've always had that. 500 for DanV, 536 for Sidnev. So, decent paces here. Just about 20 lines away from the 19 transition. Aging backwards since keto, yeah. Although I'm sort of on and off last couple of months. I gotta get back on the wagon fully. I've regressed a little bit, but we're getting there. Anyway, do you want me to talk about my personal potato intake? 606 from Sidnev. Here's another Tetris. Has two more potentially available before 19. And wants them. You can tell. Leaning in. DanV is into 19 at 579. Gets a Tetris. And Sidnev is in at 654. A little bit of a high board, but looks like if she can just get this long bar, yes, gets it. Brings the stack down 684, 679 for DanV. Sidnev with the real-time score lead and the pace lead. Zebra says, Vandy, are you the same age as the most successful CTM player ever? Yeah, true. So there you whatever. Of course, he's a genius and I'm an idiot, but 765 Sidnev, 760 DanV. Tetris for both. Just 6,000 points separating them. Riker has a good point. Let's see DanV here. Bring this down. Oh, a beautiful L piece. Gonna open up that right side. DanV now just needs the long bar. And gets a long bar over for the Tetris. DanV will survive a little bit of a scare. Both players' boards, though, still a little bit higher than you would like, but DanV going to bring it down with a Tetris, so does Sidnev. So just about 6,000 points separating them. Well, as soon as Sidnev gets the bar, yes. So about 6,000 points separating them. Sidnev still, lines in hand. Mira Riker says, what's weirder, old folks being into Tetris or kids who play a game on a console before they were born? Yeah, the kids are the weirdos. Why are they playing this game? I should be playing it, stuck in the past and wearing cargo pants. All right, Sidnev, troublesome and worrisome column 3 and 4, but is open on the right side. Long bar brings it down for a Tetris, able to build around it, and is now back down to safety. He's got the max out Sidnev, A26, 993 for DanV. Wait, pump fake is an adjustment? I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. Tetris Sidnev's got the 1.1 on 27. DanV with the A69 into 28. Also got the 1.1, 3 lines away. We're just about to hit 29. Tetris for Sidnev. This should be the first time Sidnev has the lead going into 29 this match. B40 for DanV, getting a little bit droughted and has a high column 9 a bit. Able to get a bar over, though. Misdrop of the Z piece in the middle of the board. Gets a Tetris down there. Now has to go to work. Kind of bringing this stack down. And Sidnev getting a little bit droughted, so I had kind of messed up that right side of that board, and we'll have to work on it on 29 speed. DanV C24, Sidnev in the lead. And Sidnev bringing this down. DanV is set up. Got a misdrop, though, of the J. Works around it. Now set up for Tetris. Wants a quick bar. Takes a skim at Tetris. DanV D10. He's in the lead. Now, Sidnev has lines in hand. But DanV right now with the score lead. Sidnev takes it back with a Tetris. Super close, super neck and neck in terms of score. Sidnev just setting up like 19 stacking here for Tetris. Is the middle of DanV's board. Yeah, that's going to be it for DanV. He's going to top out at D26. And Sidnev is good in game number 3. Sidnev gonna go for that rollover, the level 39. Juice up that fair median score. Players caring more about their stats. And who can blame him? This is a good score. This is good. Okay, yeah, so it's got the rollover. Just about to hit the 1.7. So right now is a 1.677. There's a Tetris. It's got the 1.7. When it rolls over back to a 1, that's 1.7. So there's 1.77. There's another long bar over for a Tetris. And another one over into 39. Sidnev with the 1.866. Sidnev making a statement here in game number 3. DanV says, yeah, he heard the statement. He says, I was never winning this. Sidnev and DanV. Sidnev needs to win right now to knock DanV out right now, which he wants to do. So let's go ahead and get this underway in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Hagen says, I have a UPS for the router, an uninterruptible power supply for the router and for the computer and for other stuff. So when we lose power, everything beeps. Yeah. Brian Moreno with the contribution to the prize pool, $50. We're at 500. It means, Brian, if you want us to switch to actual hearts, we'll do it. If you want, we can switch away from dots. If you are in chat right now, Well, I'll do it. You just have to let me know. But thank you. It says pull. I don't know what pull means. Well, yeah, not realistic human hearts, but we can get those too. I have a whole menu of hearts. We're underway here in game 4. 91,000 for Sidnev, 93,000 for DanV. It's kind of one of the things you don't see on the YouTube edited versions that DanV makes is that, sometimes we lose a game here and there because of technical issues. Usually not on my side. It's pretty rare that happens on my side. But it did happen now. Power went out for a few minutes and we had to scrap that game. It was pretty close and we were just only 70 lines in, didn't even hit 19 at that point. So we're redoing it. Fractal's still waiting. Tuki says, can the commentator be changed? Sharky wouldn't have had his internet go out. He's much better. Massive Zebra with the tier 1 resub says, can anyone beat my 40 months? Thank you, Zebra. 207 Sidnev, 189 DanV. vandweller, would you consider it morally okay to eat dogs, cats, or monkeys? Yeah, I guess I'd have to ask more questions about why the person's doing it. I think the context matters, but why they're doing it when there's ample other options, at least here in the US. So if you're doing it for some other reason, then that reason is what I would judge. But there are some cultures that do that. And so I'm not prepared to say that they're wrong. Just ipso facto. 303 Sidnev, 283 DanV. He's going to get a Tetris, 305. Don't go there, Vandy. YouTube chat will go nuts. Yeah, I mean, you'd want to know, why are they doing that? Were they trapped in a bus and that's all they had? Or are they doing it because they like the sadistic cruelty of a pet type animal? Then that would be wrong, so there's context. Yeah, some cultures, they have guinea pigs. Isn't that Venezuela? 351 DanV, 330 for Sidnev. So these people have all these gotchas. Gotcha, they're not going to get me. All right, DanV looking to clear this down. Tetris for DanV, 393, 366 Sidnev. Are you saying I have cognitive dissonance? I don't think that I do. I have cognitive harmony. But they're not going to get a super nuanced answer here on the Tetris stream. So why don't you leave that topic aside? And we'll talk about it somewhere else. We want to talk about it in Discord? I'll talk about it in Discord. 457 Sidnev, 464 DanV. Although I guess I did go after the... to be fair, I didn't go after veganism. I went after the people who bring vegan issues to a Tetris stream, which is exactly my point. 488 for DanV, now 511. 504 Sidnev. All right, we're just about 10 lines away from the level 19 transition. DanV going for the 5 below in the middle of the stack. Does it? Swag points, useful? I don't know. We'll have to go back and look. No, I didn't say something about veganism. I said something about people who bring irrelevant issues to a Tetris stream. And in that case, it was vegan issues. Of course, then again, I'm the king of bringing irrelevant issues to a Tetris stream. So I totally understand. 584 for Danny's on 19. And Sidnev looking for a bar to get a Tetris into 19. I talk about my ridiculous diet on every stream. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's my stream. You know? All right. Sidnev is in at 631. I love being on YouTube. YouTube, I love it. 660. You know, I prefer doing things my own way. If you want to go have other Tetris streams to talk about things that you liked being talked about, go there. But as for me, oh no, sir, I prefer doing things my own way. $671 DanV, $771 for Sidnev. And this is the red bracket, okay? If you come into the red bracket, you got to expect stuff's going to be talked about. DanV in trouble, going to top out here 676. And Sidnev will be moving on to round 2. Well, Sidnev, you are good. And we've got Fractal waiting in the wings. So GG's. Oh, the double Vits. We're going for the double Vits. 1 Vits. Jasmine is about to go nuts. Jasmine. 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 Get her for Jasmine. Gets the double Vits. Now a Tetris. Yes. Yes. The double Vits and the Tetris. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. Join our Discord server, the largest classic Tetris community online at ctm.gg/discord, and follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.